Hello everybody, Victoria here. Today is the 25th of September 2024 and today I want to do a video about this place on this picture, which is the Siege of Beziers. I took this picture off Pinterest and I've turned it into like a cinema picture. So it kind of moves. So I'm just going to put that there. Now the aim, the purpose of this video is for healing, to send healing to the souls who lost their lives at the Siege of Beziers. I haven't really planned what I'm going to say, so I'm just going to talk off the top of my head. But this video is something that I've been thinking about for a while that I wanted to do, and I'm feeling I'm being nudged to make this video. Now the Siege of Beziers took place on the 22nd of July 1209, and the reason why I'm very interested in the Siege of Beziers is because I was there. In a past life, as I was a Cathar. Now the story of the Siege of Beziers is the Cathars who are a loving community of healers, people who work with nature. A harmonious community, were a threat to the Roman Catholic Church at the time because they were, healers. They were coming from a place of light, working with the light as opposed to the dark, which the Roman Catholic Church was born of. From dark intentions, and the Cathars lived in communities in the south of France, from northern Italy over into the south of France and down into Spain. And I've always resonated very, very strongly with the Cathars. Whenever I hear the word Cathar, it sort of sends a shiver down my spine. Years ago, I read a book about the siege at Montségur, which resonates with me very strongly. And anyway, so I'm going to light some sage. So the purpose of this video is to send healing to all the energies linked to the Siege of Beziers, but it wasn't just the Siege of Beziers. It was like there was a siege in Toulouse just beforehand, and it was also known as the Albigensian Crusade. So it was in the sort of 1300s when all this was going on. So in July 1209, the Cathars were living in harmony with the Catholics in Béziers, which is a community. It's a town down in the south of France, not too far from Carcassonne. And the Pope at the time in the Vatican in Rome was Pope Innocent III, and the King of France was Philip II, and the King of England was King John. And the story goes that the leaders of Béziers were asked to kill all the Cathars, and the leaders refused because they were living in harmony with the Cathars and they were all intermarried and had children, etc. So the king sent in an army to kill everybody. And the soldiers at the time were recruited for 40 days and were told that they would have an automatic entry into heaven if they went and did their their killing duties, and that they could claim lands and properties as they went along. So an army headed by Simon de Montfort came into Béziers to kill everybody, and one of the interesting things, I've been living here for 4.5 years now, and I've been meeting people who were there as well. I've been meeting people from my past life in Béziers. I've met several people, and what I feel is that there is the community who was alive then are coming together again now to bring healing and balance to the land, to the towns, to the souls. And I met a French guy last year, a friend, and when I met him, we were sitting chatting, and I had a vision of him running towards me, flailing his hands around in the air, saying, "The soldiers are coming, the soldiers are coming." And I thought, well, maybe he was there as well, because by then I'd been meeting other people who, and the reason why I know they were there is because I've seen visions in meditation and past life self regression that I've done on myself, and I was sort of putting dots together. And I said to him, "Had he ever been to Béziers in this life?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, how did you find it?" He said, "Oh, I didn't like it. Didn't like the energy at all." So then I told him, about the past life, and I could see that he was one of the bakers in the town. And I was an old lady living on my own in my little house in Béziers on the day of the siege, and I think I was probably in my 60s or 70s, which was probably old for then. Might have even been younger, sort of 50s, 60s, but an elderly lady. And on the day of the siege, my niece ran into my house and was begging me to leave and run into the woods. And I said, "No, I'm ready to go." And she was pleading with me, and I said, "No, I'm ready to go. I knew my time was up." So she ran off into the woods, and I think was later caught. And she's someone that I've met here in this life. So the on the morning of the siege, Béziers was full of a lot more people. I think it was maybe market day, and there were more people in the town. It's like a fortified town on a hill with a church on the top. There were more people in the town people were coming in from the outlying villages because it was market day. So a lot more people ended up being killed than actually lived in Béziers. And the soldiers were sort of basically saying, how do we, if we're going in to kill everybody, how do we know who to kill? And the message went out that said, God will know his own, which is a famous phrase from the battle. So there was a massacre, bloodshed. People who went into the church for sanctuary were also killed when the church was burnt down. The whole place was just burnt, razed to the ground. A soldier came into my house and killed me with a sword to my throat. And I've now seen, since I've been living here in the last sort of recent past, that he was actually an ex-boyfriend of mine, an ex-partner of mine from this life. So when I was living in Winchester, before I moved here, I'm currently living near Bergerac in Dordogne, and I lived in Winchester in Hampshire in England, and so my this partner that I had back in 2015, he and I went to Béziers together on our first holiday, and I can now see that the trip was all about clearing karma, bringing healing to the land, the towns, and I feel very strongly that the one of the reasons why I've been guided to this area and settled here at the moment is because I'm bringing healing. You know, I have healing energies and I'm bringing healing to the land. And I also feel strongly that I was involved in the 100 Years' Wars and the battles, and I'm bringing healing to the land and the battles and clearing karma. So it's like in my life, I'm currently ending a huge cycle which has lasted sort of thousands and thousands of years of different lifetimes, and I'm now moving into a new cycle, which will be a cycle of let's say happier times. I feel that all my lifetimes up till now, my life has been ended in various ways by being accused of being a witch and that kind of thing. So I've been doing healing of the witch wound, and I'm only now coming out and being able to speak my truth, being able to use my voice as we're sort of moving into the new earth. You know, the energies are changing. There's a rebalancing taking place, and the light workers are rising up now, and we are now able to speak our truth after thousands of years, or if not hundreds of thousands of years, of not being able to speak our truth. Finally, as we move into the age of Aquarius and into the new earth, we can start speaking out and bringing healing and rebalancing the energies. So I send healing to all the souls who lost their lives at the Siege of Beziers, the Siege of Toulouse, all the sieges during the Crusades, and to the town of Béziers, and to bring love and light, and to release any dark energies from the area. And if there are any trapped souls, may they be released if they wish to be. So basically, this is a video for healing. There's probably a lot more I want to say, but I think I'm going to end this one here. But I think I've just been joining lots of dots and seeing the bigger picture as I've been given clarity and being shown visions. And my life here is about healing and bringing balance back to healing back to the land. Now that I can finally, I'm allowed in this day and age to use my healing skills. You know, I've had visions of, losing my life many times because I was like picking herbs in the hills and that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here now. Thank you for watching, and I'll come back again soon.